but I'd rather live in my truth. I'd rather live in my truth. I'd rather live in my truth. I'd rather be in a me than live a lie. How can you say that one way is evil when it's all preserving evil, working others in iniquity, whether you even like or not? So how can you say what a person's desire is evil when you birthing evil and preserving it anyway? Heterogeneous preserves the evils in you like that. So what the hell? What the hell? What the hell? boy. Just legalize it. Just, just accept the fact that people are different. Or let it all burn. Go mistake! No mistake. To eliminate all sin and evil. Because creation itself is a section and a consensual. In itself is evil too, neutral at best. And now they making robots to put in your conscience in. They cannot just let it all die. Be conscious in the robots and teach them how to replicate procreation, making copies of itself too. Why can't y'all just go and stay? Go and stay to permanent salvations. Go to sleep. Go to sleep. Eternally in peace. Go to sleep. Nobody, no sin, no transgressions, no child of tribulation, no iniquity, no iniquity, no iniquity. How can you say there is no sin when people can make mistakes and cause deprivation and evil one another one? Pain and suffering. If that ain't evil or that ain't sin, I don't know what is. They use love bombs to manipulate others. Manipulation, exploitation is sin. I don't care if you are birthed in the midway, opening him up to evil and good. So go extinct, celebrate. Go extinct to permanent salvation. Go extinct. Stop birthing him in the problems and the solutions. The cycle of lies, the circle of lies. If you like that, what do you call it? Improv performance. But yeah. That's the truth, the dark truth, the whole truth. And we need to face that, and the churches need to face that fact. Um, Remember Christ when he, I sometimes speculate that what I'm teaching is actually the actual teaching, and that what's in the scriptures, you have to use your discernment, your mind, and know that that what half the stuff they're saying is probably twisted from what he actually probably taught, but or it's probably all fabricated. We don't know, but we have to have faith. That's where faith comes in. But you have to use your discernment. And if they're telling you that you're birthing others into sin, and you know from your own experience in life that there are trials and tribulations, and good and bad moments, and neutral, why would you continue to birth others into a world that would expose them to that, all that? Plus, sacrifices and deprivation and suffering, and how some of these beings feed off of those things. Unseen and seen. You feed off those things, and then you learn, possibly learn divinations and all the different kind of stuff. Like, it's just best to keep them unborn. Um, it's best not to birth and go extinct. Why would you? I wish, like I said, I was hoping he would have just said, just be like him, be celibate, and left it at that. But because he knew who he was around, and he knew that there was fragments of this matrix being that forced everybody into existence or forced people into its world, he wanted to leave a outlet. But I'm not gonna long longer make excuses for anyone. I just think that marriage is literally opened up a crack. There was people still like cheat on each other, married or not. But when they birth children, the children still, some of them still, they all make mistakes, and some of them fall short and fall out of the faith just for them to live their life in sin as they please. Even the ones who are married still sin in some degree. They still live their lives. So it's just using marriage as an excuse to go ahead and procreate. It's not just. It's not, because you're still birthing them in the, you still birthing them in a world where you're exposed to the possibilities of sin. You're birthing. It's just baptized or not, they're still probably gonna make a mistake. Um, yes, it keeps them covered in some instances and possibly return back, but isn't it like control in a sense? You're still controlling them in a sense, and it's better not you birth them than to for them to know all the evils and sins done under the sun. Like, it's not like it's good done under the sun, of course, yes, but it's better not to birth. It's just better to go extinct so we all can be saved from it all, from the problems and solutions. So people want why people like to accuse even that being the Christ of teaching. He was helping the one that was creating good and evil. But his teaching was in the middle. He had to teach. He had to show you the path to the good and evil in some sense. I don't think it's just, but it's still good. Mostly what he was trying to do. The problem is that he allowed for certain individuals to have an outlet so they could still continue seeing. Because when you birth, you continue to sin too. You're not just continuing good; you continue in it all. So that's why I say every heterogeneous being in this realm has the potential to be the savior, to, to be the Christ. And that's why he's told you that ye are gods and goddesses. You If y'all exercise y'all sovereign right, we can all achieve permanent salvation or returning back to it. Not going back to the false light. Don't go back to these beings that force you into existence the first time, force you into sinful flesh. Even though told you not to eat of the fruit, which I've learned of your sexual desire, um, you put them in a vicinity of the fruit. Just like you birth beings that potentially opposed you, and your very being coerced Adam and Eve to fall. One of your beings that you created. Um, but Gnostic said it was Eve who tempted it of the evil to know of their origins, to break free from this mockery of a world, from because it's a false light world versus the true light realm. But those light divine beings put sparks in those vessels that those archons demiurge created to entrap spirits in, to for them to use it to their bidding, to enslave or to use. But they gave them the spark to be half of the false light realm and half of the true light realm. But you what to have bragging rights that these beings can still wake up and fight against the archons instead of just completely destroying them or obliterating them since they probably so bad. But you don't. And I assume that even they were curious on doing the evil and the sin if they couldn't do it. But creation itself, when you can get consent from anyone else to force into existence, that in itself is evil at best. This it's still like a sin because you're forcing something else without its consent, permission. But then they can go on like, do you exist even though you don't exist? So you just manifest it into existence. So is it really creation is evil, bringing forth something that really didn't ask or tell it to bring it, but they use the excuse that it already exists, even though it don't. It's like it's just saying like even though you're unconscious or unawakened, you're not um you're not aware that you're existing. Hmm. It's that's a possibility. That what sleep is. It's like, but I it makes more sense that nothing didn't exist before something decided to create it, and somehow this nothing forced others into existence. But it's still forcing something into existence without its consent, regardless if it's existing or unaware of it. So, who woke something up for it to feel the need to create? That's my thing. Because apparently it was fine before anything decided to create. And when it decided to create, it created everything. It created a mess. And there was creation as orchestrated mess. Whether you place it in order or not. So I think that's why they say some say that I don't think he failed, even though they try to make it look like he had. I feel like it's up to us to awaken our Christ consciousness and know that that's the solution. Like I'm telling y'all, it's going distinct to permanent salvation. That's the that's the solution to cleaning up all messes. It's to not birth anymore. It's to not continue the simulation through procreation. The act of procreation is a divination. It's it's evil. It's not. It's it's continuing the problems and solution, the cycles. So how you discontinue the cycle? By not doing what contributes to the cycle. It's a soul trapping agenda. So yeah, just don't feed the soul trapping agenda, and you be fine. Don't procreate, wedlock or out of wedlock, and that's how you get rid of all sin and all evil and everything else. Just go instinct. I mean, that's quite simple. I mean, I really don't have to give this long spiel because all I got to do is just say go instinct to permanent salvation. It undoes the damage of creation. It it's undoing all mess. It's the ultimate cleansing. There. So if I had to shorten this video up to under a minute, that's what it is. I'm just giving a long explanation to convince others to understand where I'm coming from and why I'm saying what I'm saying and why I believe. And that's it. The it is what it is. Or if you don't want to go to sleep, don't want to be wiped out, I guess you don't have no choice but to accept other people's differences and let people marry how they're gonna marry or do what they're gonna do. Even though you're opening yourself to issues in some cases, because dealing with another person, regardless of the gender, it's a work. It's work. It's a work in progress. It's work. It's work. You know, some days it's good. Some days it's okay. Some days it's not. And you're still giving into sin, which is lust, the desire of the flesh, when you honor a marriage, when you honor a union between an individual. Um, so, if you that adamant about not sinning or actually being no sin, then you go extinct. Because the Gnostics, when they say it's no such thing as sin, I'm sorry, but you don't even gotta call it sin. It's still you doing evil and good. You can differentiate between evil and good, but you can't. But you don't want to accept the fact that there's sin. But then you go against this Holy Spirit, or the Holy Trinity, or the Pleroma, or whatever. When Yahweh have declared Himself the only powerful God, and you say that's a blasphemy against the gods, the ones above Him, the aeons, and all that. You say that's a blasphemy, but you want to say there is no such thing as sin. Make it make sense. The demiurge Yahweh should be able to declare He the only God or the most powerful God. What? Hey? I do. Sometimes I do, but I mostly like sing and perform on my box and on microphone. Yeah, that's my job. That's what I do. Yeah. Huh? Um. Right now, I'm just clarifying and speaking, but I'm going to later on. I just want to do it too early, out of respect to other people. You know. You know what I'm saying? Oh, mostly spiritual and awareness, antinatalist. A relationship with Yeshua and spiritual awakening. So I take my approaches from a spiritual standpoint and research and inside canon doctrines and non-canon doctrines. Non-canon. Yeah. like
You don't like the big
Gnosticism and stuff like that.
Okay, so what is it a certain faith you under or
Um,
are you grabbing a little bit from everywhere?
right.
That's what you do.
Uh-huh.
So
But
how
I
you
do,
working out for you?
but Hebrew, I do, I grab from the Hebrew doctrine as well as the Holy Bible, the King James, but I grab from, like I said, non-canon doctrine, Gnosticism. So how is it going for me?
Yeah,
Well,
is that
it
working out?
yeah, it's clarifying. Like I'm able to decipher and to share wisdom and knowledge for everyone, but I know it's not gonna fit everyone because they're on a different level of spiritual awareness and
Right, right.
consciousness.
That's
So
the guitar you be using.
yeah, I,
And what your microphone picking up or something?
yeah. I just do this like sparingly because I don't, I just do it just to
I
pray.
mean,
I'm
like
still
I hear
learning.
sound.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm walking and somebody over there playing something. I've been down to all this one night
Yeah,
and
it
somebody was playing.
that was me.
That was you.
Yeah,
But it be loud though.
yeah,
That little thing get that loud or your box make it that loud.
I, yeah, it get that loud. I do it.
So it's not electric.
Uh-uh.
So you got a mic you put up to it.
Yeah, it's electric,
I
but
mean your guitar not electric.
no, my guitar not
So you
electric.
put so your box pick up the sound from you.
No, I just do it. I have a loud voice.
No, I'd have been over here
Well,
walking.
I mean, yeah, when I'm doing it, I'm doing my music from it. But when